Hi guys, welcome to the channel. The technology we're already exposed and accustomed to has paved the way for us to innovate further, and this list of current and future technologies certainly have the potential to change our lives even more. Well, in today's video, we're showing you amazing technologies of the future. Without further ado, let's begin. We are living in our favorite childhood science fiction show. The world has seen staggering technological changes. Just look at computing. ENIAC, the first computer ever invented, was about 1,800 square feet, 167 square meters, when it was built in 1946 and weighed almost 150 tons. Now, a little over 50% of all households in the world have access to a computer. Computing power has grown at such a rate that we might have actually broken Moore's Law. Artificial intelligence has already made its way into our lives, affecting our daily choices as well as the tools that facilitate those choices. 3D printing, also called additive manufacturing, autonomous driving, smart devices, renewable energy, biomimicry, LOT, virtual reality, and space tourism are all either commonplace or may become so soon. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Like we said before, the future is now. All these technologies and much more are changing our lives, for better or worse, and things will probably not be stopping anytime soon. We are living in a time where science and technology are spawning societal innovation and changes in how we live and interact with each other. Over the next few decades, the technologies we just mentioned will mature and will drastically reshape economics, politics, and overall human well-being. Most excitingly, we will likely see an influx of tech that sounds like something directly out of your favorite science fiction shows. Self-healing construction materials, implants that let you stream visuals directly into your brain, living robots, tactile VR, smarter AI, floating farms, and trips to colonized planets could all be commonplace in the following decades. Today, we will look at the ideas, innovations, and concepts that will likely shape our world and our place in it. Artificial neurons on silicone chips will be more commonplace. Recently, scientists have figured out how to attach artificial neurons onto silicone chips. Why is this cool? Silicon neuron chips could be used to mimic our nervous system, copying their electrical properties. Technology like this could be implanted to treat various conditions such as certain types of heart failure and Alzheimer's, as it requires so little power. Lab-created meat options will not only taste delicious, but will better the environment. Lab-created meat does not sound as weird as you think. There are technology startups out there hard at work, creating lab-grown meats that feel, taste, and bleed just like the real deal. People like Dr. Yuki Hanyu from Integrate Culture have created foie gras using chicken liver cells. It's made into a product that you can actually purchase right now. Additionally, Memphis Meats has created a mouth-watering cell-based beef meatball and fried chicken. If seafood is more your taste, Finless Foods is currently working on sushi dishes based on the highly coveted bluefin tuna. Food like these could help reduce greenhouse gas productions, overfishing, and the land needs of livestock. It is also more humane since it eliminates the need to farm and kill animals. Instead, we could just grow the parts we wanted to eat. Traveling to the nearest star may be much easier thanks to warp drives. Warp drive technology sounds especially sci-fi thanks to its popularity in the genre. Nonetheless, it is theoretically possible, and NASA is looking into it. Why should you be excited and a warp drive? In 1994, Mexican physicist Miguel Alcubierre described a device that would allow us to move faster than light by taking advantage of a physics loophole. Dubbed the Alcubierre warp drive, the ship would literally warp time and space around the craft, pulling us closer to our intended destination. At the moment, it is only a speculative idea. But who knows, someday it may become reality. Concrete that is alive, that can clean the environment, and that can heal itself. Using a deceptively simple combination of sand, gel, and bacteria, researchers from the University of Colorado Boulder have created what they have dubbed as living concrete. As described by the team of researchers in their published paper, engineered living building materials represent a platform technology whereby biology can be leveraged to potentially deliver multiple functionalities to infrastructure materials by design. This living concrete would be able to heal its own damaged cracks, remove dangerous toxins on its own, and glow on command. Materials like this could help us build better cities and homes in developing areas. You will be able to download your brain into a computer. Just this past month, Elon Musk updated us on his secretive Neuralink project. Calling it a Fitbit for your brain, using a simple and painless procedure, the Neuralink team would install a brain interface into our minds. This device would translate our thoughts and commands, allowing us to control devices around our home just by thinking action. Neuralink also has more ambitious plans like using the device to cure blindness, deafness, paralysis, memory loss, and prevent stroke. Eventually, Musk wants the device to be used to help humans achieve symbiosis with artificial intelligence. Flying cars will appear in our cities. Flying taxis are expected to make their official debut in the next few years. However, we have already caught glimpses of the flying vehicles, and we are excited. Flying taxis could become an important means of public transportation. For example, the Uber X Hyundai electric VTOL planned for 2023 will transport passengers around and out of Dallas, Los Angeles, and Melbourne. It will have a range of 60 miles, 100 kilometers, and recharge in 5 to 7 minutes. Companies like Google and Toyota are also working on small flying vehicles. Exoskeletons will make you feel like Iron Man. Exoskeletons are becoming more common than you think. The Mach 1-like technology is making its way into factories and into the military. In 2018, the automaker Ford debuted ExoVest partnered with Esco Bionics exoskeletons for employees. This upper-body wearable is designed to support workers' arms while they perform repetitive overhead tasks. The goal of the exoskeleton is to reduce fatigue and injury to workers that undertake continuous repetitive tasks. The military is also working hard to create exoskeletons that will protect soldiers and dramatically improve their performance. All we need now is Jarvis. Floating farms that will supply the growing demand for food in 2050. The world is going to need more food. There is no escaping it. According to the United Nations, by 2050, there could be 2 billion more people in the world, creating a demand for 70% more food. In correlation, there will be more people in urban areas. To combat this, architects and designers have proposed smart farming solutions across our future city skyline and floating in our rivers and oceans. According to architect Javier Ponce of Forward Thinking Architecture, 78 feet, 24 meter tall, 3-tiered structure with solar panels on top of the structure to provide energy would be able to grow a variety of veg over an area of 12 acres, 51,000 square meters, using not soil but nutrients suspended in liquid. The bottom layer of these towers could even be used to house fish farms. A single unit of this structure measuring 1,150 by 656 feet, 350 by 200 meters, would be able to produce an estimated 8.1 tons of vegetables and 1.7 tons of fish a year. If you're enjoying the video, then make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos just like this. Lithium metal batteries. Electric vehicles come with a tough sales pitch. They're relatively expensive, and you can drive them only a few hundred miles before they need to recharge, which takes far longer than stopping for gas. All these drawbacks have to do with the limitation of lithium-ion batteries. A well-funded Silicon Valley startup now says it has a battery that will make electric vehicles far more palatable for the mass consumer. It's called a lithium metal battery and is being developed by QuantumScape. According to early test results, the battery could boost the range of an EV by 80% and can be rapidly recharged. The startup has a deal with VW, which says it will be selling EVs with the new type of battery by 2025. The battery is still just a prototype that's much smaller than one needed for a car. But if QuantumScape and others working on lithium metal batteries succeed, it could finally make EVs attractive to millions of consumers. James Temple describes how a lithium metal battery works and why scientists are so excited by recent results. Green hydrogen. Hydrogen has always been an intriguing possible replacement for fossil fuels. It burns cleanly, emitting no carbon dioxide. It's energy dense, so it's a good way to store power from on and off renewable resources. And you can make liquid synthetic fuels that are drop-in replacements for gasoline or diesel. But most hydrogen up to now has been made from natural gas. The process is dirty and energy intensive. The rapidly dropping cost of solar and wind power means green hydrogen is now cheap enough to be practical. Simply zap water with electricity and presto, you've got hydrogen. Europe is leading the way, beginning to build the needed infrastructure. But while today's GPS is accurate to within 5 to 10 meters, new hyper-accurate positioning technologies have accuracies within a few centimeters or millimeters. That's opening up new possibilities, from landslide warnings to delivery robots and self-driving cars that can safely navigate streets. China's Baidao Big Dipper global navigation system was completed in June 2020 and is part of what's making all of this possible. It provides positioning accuracy of 1.5 to 2 meters to anyone in the world. Using ground-based augmentation, it can get down to millimeter-level accuracy. Meanwhile, GPS, which has been around since the early 1990s, is getting an upgrade. 4 new satellites for GPS-3 launched in November, and more are expected in orbit by 2023. Li Jing reports on how the greatly increased accuracy of these systems is already proving useful. Multi-skilled AI. Despite the immense progress of artificial intelligence in recent years, AI and robots are still dumb in many ways, especially when it comes to solving new problems or navigating unfamiliar environments. They lack the human ability, found even in young children, to learn how the world works and apply that general knowledge to new situations. One promising approach to improving the skills of AI is to expand its senses. Currently, AI with computer vision or audio recognition can sense things but cannot talk about what it sees and hears using natural language algorithms. But what if you could combine these abilities in a single AI system? Might these systems begin to gain human-like intelligence? Might a robot that can see, feel, hear, and communicate be a productive human assistant? Karen Howe explains how AIs with multiple senses will gain a greater understanding of the world around them, achieving a much more flexible intelligence. Remote everything. The COVID pandemic forced the world to go remote. Getting that shift right has been especially critical in healthcare and education. Some places around the world have done a particularly good job at getting remote services in these two areas to work well for people. SnapAsk, an online tutoring company, has more than 3.5 million users in 9 Asian countries, and Byju's, a learning app based in India, has seen the number of its users soar to nearly 70 million. Unfortunately, students in many other countries are still floundering with their online classes. Meanwhile, telehealth efforts in Uganda and several other African countries have extended healthcare to millions during the pandemic. In a part of the world with a chronic lack of doctors, remote healthcare has been a lifesaver. So guys, let me know down in the comments section below, which technology do you think is going to be the most interesting? For more interesting content, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video!